According to Reuters, a study by the National Coffee Association showed that coffee drinking in America is at an all-time high. But is that necessarily a bad thing? The survey conducted found that 64% of Americans drink at least 1 cup of coffee per day, up 62%, which is more than the past 6 years. And another study by a team at the National Cancer Institute showed that people who drank coffee were less likely to die over a 10-year period than non-coffee drinkers. Today, as a coffee drinker myself, I am here to convince you of the ways that coffee may actually be good for you. I will be covering positive mental effects of coffee, positive physical effects of coffee, and how coffee can reduce the risk of many diseases. I will now begin with the positive mental effects of coffee. According to Healthline, the active ingredient in coffee is caffeine, as we all know. And caffeine is considered a stimulant, and is the most commonly consumed stimulant in the world. Caffeine blocks adenosine, an inhibitory transmitter in the brain that promotes sleep and tiredness. So here, I have a little guy, and the adenosine is coming in, blocked his brain, and it makes him tired and sleepy, so he looks kind of sad. That's how we feel in the mornings most times. And this is blocked so that the brain can increase its neural firing, and other neurotransmitters such as norepinephrine and dopamine can be released. So here's the same guy, and the caffeine's coming in and blocking his brain so that adenosine can't come in, and now he feels happy and energetic. And the dopamine is able to be released. The release of these neurotransmitters, as well as the blocking of adenosine, can help improve mood, memory, focus, reaction time, and just brain function in general. Coffee has been found to protect your memory so much that it may lower your risk of Alzheimer's and dementia by up to 60%. In people with ADHD or ADD, dopamine levels are too low, making it very hard to concentrate. The caffeine found in coffee may make a real difference in raising their level of focus and rising dopamine levels. Healthline also explains that caffeine is a vasoconstrictor, meaning it reduces blood flow to the brain by shrinking blood vessels. Similar to what amphetamine medications given to those with ADD and ADHD do. So coffee can do jobs similar to medications for these focusing problems. This reduced blood flow may reduce the activity in overactive regions of the brain so that they are able to function and focus better. There are also a few physical benefits that I would like to talk about. Chris Gunners, a Bachelor of Science and Nutrition researcher, explains that there's a good reason why you find caffeine in most commercial fat-burning supplements. Coffee is able to improve exercise performance and athletic performance in many different ways. As explained above, caffeine has a stimulating effect on the central nervous system, which will raise your metabolism and cause an increase in oxidation of fatty acids in the body. Fatty acids from fat tissues will be mobilized by the body, improving your physical performance by an average of 11 to 12%. Coffee can also drastically lower risks from many physical diseases and disorders, which I will talk about in just a minute. Coffee beans are full of the nutrients and antioxidants that are important to our physical health. 1 cup of coffee contains 6% of the recommended daily allowance for vitamin B5, 11% of the RDA for B2, 2% for vitamins B3 and B1, and 3% of the RDA for potassium and manganese, and also a lot of antioxidants. All of these add up quickly in your system. Coffee has been proven as one of the biggest sources of antioxidants in the Western diet, even outranking many fruits and vegetables, which doesn't surprise me because coffee tastes way better than broccoli. Lastly, I will talk about the many diseases and disorders that can be reduced from drinking coffee. Scientists led by a man named Robin Poole from the University of Southampton in the UK learned from their own research that people who drank coffee were 17% less likely to die early during the study period from any cause, 19% less likely to die of heart disease, and 18% less likely to develop cancer, compared to people who did not drink coffee. The antioxidants and anti-inflammatory compounds within coffee are able to help combat cancer and liver disease like cirrhosis and reduce risk of diseases such as heart conditions that develop in many people. It also helps prevent type 2 diabetes as well as neurodegenerative disorders that we discussed above, such as Alzheimer's. Johns Hopkins Medicine explains that you are less likely to develop type 2 diabetes because our body may be more efficient at processing sugar. It may help a weaker heart pump better, pumping more blood to the body, so that you are less likely to develop heart failure. Your chance of developing Parkinson's disease goes down by 30 to 60% because of prevention of the death of dopamine-generating neurons. And those with the disease may have better control of their movements when drinking coffee. Enzyme levels in the liver are maintained at a healthy range, protecting your liver. Dark roast coffee can cause a decrease in breakages in DNA strands that put you at lower risk for developing cancer. And for women, coffee provides a lower risk of suffering from a stroke. So, with what I just presented you, you should be able to see just how good coffee can actually be for you. It is exciting news for us coffee lovers. We no longer have to feel bad for enjoying our morning coffee and maybe even wanting another cup. As scientists' approval of the drink continues to increase, and studies continue to uncover that there may be many health benefits. Dr. Alicia Waller, professor of epidemiology and medicine at Johns Hopkins Bloomberg School of Public Health, says that I think we can now be reasonably assured that overall, coffee drinking is a safe habit. Thank you.